Hey guys, MissCrazyGamer here, and welcome to something I actually haven't done before on this channel. Obviously, I've done it in my real life with my friends, and talked about stuff like that. But I haven't done it here, so I thought maybe I should do it and see if you guys like something like this. And if you like it, then maybe do it in the future as well. So today we're gonna be doing a
movie review.
I recently watched the new Tomb Raider movie, which is based on the 2000 and I'm pretty sure 11 or 13, I'm not sure, Tomb Raider game, obviously. And since that game is like my favorite game of all time, I went ahead and watched the movie because I was curious. And yeah, I did not like the movie. So I wanted to actually discuss why I didn't like the movie, what I felt about the movie, and all of that, because I think it might be interesting to some people. So here's completely my opinion. I'm not trying to hate on the movie. I'm not trying to spread hate towards anything. This is completely my opinion. If you agree with it, I'm fine with it. If you disagree with it, I'm fine as well. Um, I don't want anyone to be forced. If you want to go ahead and watch the movie, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just going to point out some things that I personally didn't like the movie and made me kind of
Disappointed!
about watching it. So, let's just begin with what the game is like. So, obviously, like I said, the Tomb Raider game is like my favorite game of all time, and obviously, when you have something that you love a lot, like your favorite movie, book, or whatever, and you hear that there's going to be a reboot of that thing, there's going to be like a new movie based on that, or a new TV series or something like that, you're super duper excited because you have this image in your mind that whatever is going to come out, it's going to be perfect, and it's going to be exactly the way you want it to be, and all of that. And obviously, when that thing comes out, it's not like that. It's usually different, not because um, I mean, because different people made it, different people had different visions, etc., etc. So it's not like you directed it. It's not something you made. It's something that somebody else made. So obviously, it's not going to be the same thing you wanted, and you end up hating it because of that. Now, I might come off a bit rude, and at points, I'm sorry about that. This is just, like I said, my opinion. So yeah. So let's begin with the overall plot of the movie. By the way, there might be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched the movie or played the game, I highly recommend you play the game. Not so much about the movie. I mean, I personally wouldn't pay to see it again. It wasn't like a horrible movie. It's not like I didn't enjoy watching it, but I was kind of disappointed because I expected something else. So anyway, the plot of the movie is pretty much, I think, the same with the game. You have, Queen Himiko and Lara's father gone missing for a bunch of years. Then Lara figures out that her dad went to that island, and she goes to the island to find her father. Trinity's there, or was it Trinity in the game? I'm not sure if in the game Trinity was part of. I don't remember actually. Yada yada yada. Lara saves the world. Classic hero stuff. Nothing really incredible about it. So the movie kind of follows the same plot, more or less. There are, of course, a bunch of differences, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But the overall plot seems to be the same, more or less, of course. So let's move on to the character depth in the movie. So in the movie, uh, there's no pollution, I guess. Is that it? I don't know. When you're watching a movie or reading a book or something, you start off with like the character being this character and liking these stuff, that stuff, and being the way it is. And usually by the end of the book or the movie or whatever, the character has changed a bit. Something has happened. It has made him stronger or more powerful or smarter or whatever. Different situations make him change for whatever reason. That didn't happen in the movie at all. Like there was no evolution in the characters or whatever it's called. Uh, the way the characters were in the beginning, it's the same way the movie ended. Lara was the same person. The bad guy was, the classic bad guy that wants to kill everyone and save himself and stuff like that. And that never changed in the movie. I mean, if it was just a little bit more realistic, the bad guy might have thought at certain, times that maybe he should do something else and stuff like that. But no, 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 no. He was just straight up the bad guy that everyone hates. Like nothing changed about that. Um, so yeah, let's just say that the character depth was kind of a failure in my opinion. Maybe it's just me, but hey. the reviews on the movie were pretty mixed. A bunch of people liked it, a bunch of people didn't like it. I don't know. This is again, like I said, my opinion. So, moving on to the next thing. If you've played the game yourself, I'm pretty sure you know about Jonah. Jonah is like Laura's best friend, kind of like her advisor, kind of thing. He's part of the games. He's an important character. Well, he doesn't exist in the movie. There's no Jonah whatsoever. Instead of Jonah, we get this random guy. I don't even, was it like Lou? I think something like that was his name in the movie. And he's just, I don't know why they even put him there. Like, I'd rather not have him at all than have him, you know, instead of Jonah. His role was like useless. No one cared about his backstory or whatever. I'm sorry to say this, but for me, it was like, oh, cool, we get to see this guy for 5 minutes. I don't care, but hey, we got to see him anyways, kind of thing. I didn't like it. Like I said, I feel like his involvement in the movie wasn't existing at all. They just put him there because they wanted to make the movie longer. Like there was no point in him. But anyway, let's just say that, I don't even know what to say. So moving on again, another difference between the game and the movie. The Lara's dad in the game is, I'm pretty sure, dead. Or at least she doesn't find him or anything. Well, guess what? She finds him in the movie. And guess what else happens? He dies in the end of the movie. Well, who could have thought? I mean, immediately when I saw the scene where, Lara finally finds her father on the island and stuff like that. And I was like, "There's no way." I was like, first of all, I was like, "Okay, if this is her this is not her father." Like, I was like, "Nah, that's not him." And then I realized because they already they said it and stuff like that, that it is actually her father. And I was like, "Okay, that guy is gonna die at the end of the movie." And my prediction was correct. He died anyways. What was the point of him being there since he was gonna die anyway? I don't know, but they did put him in the movie, just like they put the other random guy in the movie. Moving on, we also have the kind of the whole movie being a bit awkward at certain moments for me. Um, Let me explain this to you because it might come off weird, but when I'm watching something, like a movie, a TV series, like a show, anything, or even reading a book, it doesn't really matter. I always get um, involved in the story or whatever. And if the character is feeling something, I'm usually feeling the same way because I get involved. Um, so if something is embarrassing or, kind of looks embarrassing, I'll probably feel embarrassed myself. It's weird, I know, but it happens. I don't know what to do about it. So the movie was very awkward at certain points. Like the fact that Laura in the movie was screaming for like the half of the movie. She was just screaming in pain and like stuff like that. It was like, okay, we get it. You're hurt, but stop screaming. It was very awkward in my opinion. I don't know. And like her screaming was more than her actual words in the movie. It's like her, the things she had to say, like the text and all of that. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm being over dramatic about it, but it was very awkward and it made me cringe at certain points. And I know cringe is not a word I like to use because cringe is just so overrated these days, but it made me cringe, okay? It made me actually cringe. And another thing I wanted to mention is that if I remember properly, in the game, Lara is going down because she like jumped off of a plane that was falling or something like that, and with a parachute or whatever it was. I don't really remember the game because I haven't played it in such a long time, and I'm gonna revisit that game. I'm telling you because I feel disappointed by watching the movie and I want to play the game again. But anyway, so as she's falling down to the ground kind of thing, she ends up getting stabbed, I guess, by a branch or something. The branch goes through her kind of thing. She's not like dying or anything. Like it doesn't like fully go through her kind of thing. It's more like she gets stabbed by it, I guess. um, and in the game, you're kind of like slowly making your way through here and there and everywhere, trying to, survive. While you're kind of bleeding and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure she ends up fainting, and somebody else saves you. You get the point. And no, And you know what happens in the movie? Nothing. Laura keeps climbing, keeps fighting, keeps doing everything, even though she's bleeding out. She can do everything better than she could do it with when she wasn't bleeding. And when she finds her father in like this cave thing, and goes up to the cave, she climbs to get up to the cave because her father like gets the rope and doesn't allow her to use the rope to climb. So she climbs the cliff herself without a rope, without anything, while bleeding. And she finds her father, and everything's happy and woohoo and yay and all of that. And all of a sudden, seconds later, she's like, "Oh no, I'm bleeding." Like, seriously? I was so freaking annoyed that moment because I was like, okay, you have like half a movie of her being able to do everything while bleeding, and all of a sudden, when she finds her father, she's like, "Oh no, I'm bleeding." Like, that was so stupid, in my opinion. Like, just, I don't know. I would have changed everything about that scene. I would have changed pretty much everything about the movie, to be honest. But, yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion, like I said a million times already. I don't know. You might agree with me, you might disagree with me. For example, I feel like you should totally like buy the game and play the game. If you're between buying the game or watching the movie, definitely play the game. Like for me, the game is just like perfect. The game is perfect. I love it so much. And the movie was just disappointing because I was expecting something and I didn't get that. So I guess I'm sure you can probably understand what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm wrong in what I believe and what I said. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? I mean, I'm no movie critic or anything like that. But like I said, this is the opinion of a fan of the game, and this is just this is it. So I hope you did enjoy this bit of a different kind of video, like this quote unquote movie review, even though I'm not really a reviewer or anything. I'm sorry for the little spoilers here and there, but I just had to use spoilers. It's not like I can do anything about it. Um, and I hope you to get your opinion actually. If you have watched the movie and played the game as well, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the comment section down below. It would be awesome to have a civilized conversation. Please don't kill me for my opinion. Thank you. And so yeah, a civilized opinion. So I hope you did enjoy this. Like I said, if you did, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and check out the channel. If you like the channel, maybe hit the subscribe button as well. I mean, why not? And as always, I'll talk to you later. And yeah, just stay crazy. Bye.